Hi, I'm Jen Long, Creative Director at Sizzix, and I'm here to share my brand new Cactus Fold-a-long card that released with my In Bloom collection. In Bloom is now available at Sizzix.com and your local retailers. I've had a ton of questions lately about fold-along cards, and so I wanted to take a moment to review some of the tips and tricks for fold-along cards and kind of explain why the die was designed the way that it was designed. So if we can take a look over here, I've kind of put out my most popular fold-along cards. We have our fox, our owl, and the new one, the cactus. And I just wanted to take a minute to show the front of the packaging and just show you how the die was laid out and why that was necessary for the design of it. If we take a look at the die layout, you can see that there's score lines indicated at the top and the bottom. A lot of people ask me, well, why doesn't the score line run from the top all the way to the bottom? Why is it broken up? It was broken up so we could fit this extra label shape and fit this phrase in there. That was able to keep the price point down to a lower $19.99, so we squeezed everything in there to give you guys more bang for your buck. Another question is just why the die is only half of the die. Well, that's because we have to fold the piece of paper in half. So we're just going to go ahead and demo that tip and technique. And that is not only for this fold-along card, but all fold-along cards in general use this fold-in-half technique that we're about to demo right now. The first thing that you want to do is take a 6x12 piece of paper. So this is my 6x12, and I'm just going to fold that right in half. After you fold your 6x12 piece of paper in half, you're going to go ahead and lay that on your platform, and you're going to remember where your fold is. And you're going to take your die and you're going to lay this down with this flat edge. That's going to go just a hair over that fold. And that's going to give you an extended card base when you release it from the Big Shot machine. So we're just going to finish our sandwich. That magnetic platform really does keep that die in place when we're using it this way. And we're going to roll it through the machine. You might feel a little bit more pressure on this because we are cutting out 2 pieces of paper at once since it's folded. After we've removed the excess paper, you unfold your paper and you see that you've created this nice extended card base. So those score lines that we talked about on the die earlier, you can see those show up right at the top and the bottom. And the best way to get those perfect is to actually lay your card base down, and you start your fold, but you're going to match up your edges. So you're going to match the little flower corners in your cactus edge, and that's going to help you get your fold crease all the way from the top and the bottom. Right in the middle, those guys go all the way to the top and bottom, so no need to worry about those ones. And then again, we're just going to fold, we're just going to fold this, match up our edges, and complete the score line. And that's pretty much like an accordion fold, which gives you your base to insert your label shape, and you can start decorating and embellishing with all the extra pieces that are included in this design. So that's your general base. This label shape's also included, and this is sized perfectly to fit right into these slots. You don't even need any adhesive to have it pop out. What I really like to do to help accentuate the label shape is I'll take a little bit of Distress ink and a Distress ink applicator, and I'll kind of run this right along the edges, and that'll help define my borders, and again, just help the label shape pop out even more, even though it's already three-dimensional. Another really interesting way to help accentuate the folds of the card and to make your sentiment label shape pop out is actually to cut the card out twice and use a different piece of paper. So I've cut the card out using this paper, and this paper is actually from Linda Canassi's Succulent Serenity line. I really think it accentuates well with the Cactus Fold-a-long. You cut it out twice, and all you do is you trim along the score lines, so you're creating little panels. So what I mean by that is I started with this, and I trimmed along the score lines, and I got these little panels cut out. Now I can take these panels, and you can layer them right along the card. So it helps break up your design. So all you do is you take your panel, and let's put a little bit of adhesive on the back of it. And that will match up right here. And I think that just makes your card base look even more interesting. We'll do it again on the other side. And of course, you could alternate and cut out the end panels. You could cut out the middle piece. There are a lot of different options you can do. I like to use these two panels and leave the center one blank. It kind of helps the card label shape pop in a little better. I like the alternation of it, and then I like how this just pops out with those surrounding it. So it already gives you a pretty interesting card base to work with. But we did include a lot of extra pieces in this card to help build up your cactus into a little character. So if we look here, we have some sunglasses, we have a bow, we have a phrase looking sharp, we have some eyeballs, and we also have these little flower pieces. There are two little flower pieces included on here, and they're different just slightly. One has a little rectangle at the bottom and one is flat. And if you look on here, you can tell the ones that are flat, they cut out and they just fit right on top there. The ones that have the little rectangle, those ones fit right on the edges. You can see how there's a little rectangle piece right under that flower, and that layers perfectly on top. I did cut these out twice, so I have a dark blue paper and a light blue paper, so they are layered even more right on top of each other. I think in these cards, the more layering you do, the more impactful they look. So we can just go ahead and finish off the other side, and then you have, look at that, even more detail. I also want to add this phrase looking sharp. But this is a pretty intricate phrase, and everybody knows when you cut out something intricate, it's kind of difficult to adhere it to your label shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my trusty adhesive sheets, and that's going to help turn my die cut into a sticker. With adhesive sheets, they're sold at Sizzix.com and a lot of local retailers as well. You just peel here, where it says peel here, that aside, and you stick that, I'm going to stick that onto the back of my paper actually. And I'm going to rub that down. So I'm going to take my piece of paper with my adhesive on the back. I'm going to lay that right on my platform. And now I'm going to take looking sharp. I'm going to put that right on there. I'm going to put it at a little bit of an angle so it cuts the detail a little more thoroughly, since there's a little bit more thickness to that since the adhesive sheet is on there. Now I'm going to roll that right through my Big Shot. I think I'm going to roll it through twice just for safe measure. And that cut out quite nicely. I am going to use my die pick just to poke out all of these little extra holes. And now we can remove this, and we can see this is the exciting part. You get to peel off the back, turning your die cut into a sticker. So fun. I have a second piece over here that I've already cut of darker blue with the adhesive sheet on the back of it. So I'm going to take this lighter blue and I'm just going to layer it just a little bit lower. That helps give it a nice shadow. It'll help it pop off the base. And now I have my darker piece that I had adhesive on the back of, and I'm just going to easily peel that off. And I'm just going to put that right here. Now you have your phrase looking sharp, and it's highlighted and bounces nicely off of the base. So now we're going to take these sunglasses that I've already cut out. Again, I cut out two colors, a light color and a dark color, to layer them on top of each other. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of it. And that is just going to go, it makes me laugh even. That's just going to fit right there. And then lastly, I wanted to show you guys the mouth die. The mouth die has three different mouths you can use. It has a nice little laughing mouth, it has a friendly smile, and then it has just a straight line mouth, which I think could be funny in a lot of different circumstances. So I am going to cut this out, and I am going to go ahead and pick the laughing mouth. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive and pop that on there. Then all of a sudden, not only do you have a nice cactus card with a looking sharp phrase, but you've also created a fun little character. So this is how it would look closed, and then open, the label shape pops out. A fun thing that Alexis did in the art room, she did a really different variety of this card, which is right here. She made a little closing band that fits all the way around it. It's really easy if you just, fold a little piece of paper and layer other elements on top of it, so that helps keep it closed. I really like what she did with her stamping technique though. She took this Have a Blooming Birthday stamp. This is included in the In Bloom collection. And she stamped all over the front of it and used a heat tool and embossing powder to kind of give it that nice texture and have a little shine to it. Another part of In Bloom I wanted to touch on are two small Thinlit phrases. If we open this up, we can see that the word thanks is there. Thanks and the word birthday wishes, which I've cut out here. These are both little $6.99 sentiments that are included in the In Bloom collection. They fit perfectly on the cactus label shape, so it really rounds out the collection and gives you the ability to make a fun card, a looking sharp card, a thank you card, a birthday wishes card. I really think this is a really unique card base, and I hope you all enjoy it as much as I enjoy designing it. Thanks so much for watching.